The boys are back on the grass. It's time for a reality check. Now on All Eyes on Cleveland. Glad to have you here with us on the OBR streaming network tonight for All Eyes on Cleveland, your favorite show of the week. My name is Brad Ward. The man next to me is Casey Kinnamon. Follow him at Casey_Kinnamon. Good to see you all filing into the chat. What's up, MC, Charlie? That's okay, man. I'm glad you stopped by for a bit. Hope you're well as well. What's going on, big case, dog?
I'm good, brother. Just barreling through this week. The week's on a holiday because this is the first holiday that I've actually had off. In my previous job, I didn't get that. So it's weird. So it's a short week. We're almost to Friday. Everything's speeding along. We got guys on the field, press conferences, crazy takes coming out of everywhere. So, just gearing up.
What's up, James, Kramer, Sardines, Ward, and Spam Kimmon back for the full show this time. What does that mean? When did we not do a full show?
I couldn't tell you. I think we did a tight 2 hours last week.
Yeah, I got yelled at for going over 2 hours on Tuesday by Keith. Went right into Garage Beers time. Fumble, wolfing it up. What up? Commercials. Streams MC. Dude, I can't set them any farther apart, guys. And you can just skip them. You know that, right? Like, just skip them. Oh, good. I'm glad. Yeah, you mean you're here this whole time. Is true. Oh, Jack Duffin. What are you doing, brother? If you're awake, you should be on the show right now. Is it true Brad is a detective? I am not a detective.
For the record, Jack Duffin's his detective preference is Dexter.
Although, I like Dexter, although he technically was not really a detective either. He's a serial killer disguising himself in plain sight as a blood spatter analyst. So he is none of the above. But good try. Yeah. So OTAs, baby. Let's go. OTAs underway. Listen. I wanted to give some of the Shador, the Shador family some time to get in here before I start running amok all over everybody. Pat Shea, what's up? Sherlock Duffin for sure. The double Duffin dip. Go ahead and stop on in, Duff, if you're up. Wrists up, says Kramer. Yeah, wrists up, baby. Although, I don't think I think he's going away from that thing. Isn't he? Didn't he say that or something?
I haven't heard. I just don't know what it would take for me to say that phrase.
Here we go. All right. What's up, Christian Wyatt? Good to see you here. Next year, we see the double Duffin in the first round. No way, fumble. Next year. Well, let's hope that would be great. That would mean we found the quarterback this year. So
yep, that would be.
Yeah.
That'd be a blessing.
What does this wrist up mean? Okay. What up, Connie? Good to see ya. I don't think I've seen you in a few weeks. Just this is, Chantel is back. What's up, Chantel? Good to see you back in the chat. Return visitor from last week. Good to see you here. I have a question. All right. This is good. This is probably a good jumping off point for me.
Let's go.
I have a question. Didn't Kevin Stefanski say that he monitors everything that the players do? Then why is everyone saying OTAs don't count? Okay. I can explain this. Yes. So when he said he's monitoring everything players do, good, Connie. Thanks for tuning in for today. When he monitors everything players do, I think he was, and he elaborated in the press conference, he kind of said it's the full body of work. So it's on the field, it's in the meeting room, it's in this, and yes, they do chart every throw. However, I will say that Tony Grossi, taking statistics of the four quarterbacks and posting them like they're something to go off of
Yep.
is insanity. Let me repeat that. That is insane. Okay. He's
Mm.
taking 7-on-7s and 11-on-11s, which are two different things
Oh,
altogether,
yeah.
putting them together and throwing up numbers. Okay. Listen, the press was there for one day. Okay. And we've got speculation from him. Grossi taking stats. We've got Mary Kay, sorry, MC, proclaiming that Shedeur is the fourth string quarterback because he didn't take any team reps. Listen, from the people I talked to that were there, two things were very clear about the quarterbacks. And I'm not saying this case, I don't think this means anything beyond one day of practice.
Mhm.
But two things that I heard. Flacco still has a cannon. His arm looked live and looked good. Three things. Jeudy was the main target for every quarterback when he was on the field and looked good and quick and athletic, which we expect, right? But the third thing that you want to know is that out of the quarterbacks, from everybody that I've talked to that's been there, I'll say three people. Shedeur looked good, looked better than Dylan. Shedeur looked better than Dylan, and Joe Flacco looked better than Pickett. But you really can't compare the others because they were doing 7-on-7s were held on two fields simultaneously.
Mhm.
Veterans on one, rookies on the other. Now, Mary Kay made a huge deal about Shedeur not getting any team reps. Let me just say this, Casey, right? Okay. And that he was the fourth string quarterback. Clearly, she said this morning on 92.3. He's clearly the fourth string quarterback because he didn't get any team reps. Listen, she was there for one day. The press was there for one day. They know not what happened the day before or what happened today or what will happen on next Tuesday. Or the next day they will see will be next Wednesday. Reading into one day of practice is insane. So, yes, the passes count, good balls count, but all of this is the second day of OTAs. Statistics are meaningless. You know what? An incomplete pass could mean more to Stefanski and them than a completion could because he looked at the right read or he read out you don't know what they're looking for. You have no idea what they're looking for, right? Did he get off read 1 to 2 to 3 and is incomplete? That's okay. That's what we're worried about right now. Did he understand what he was seeing, the offense? Was it complete or not? Doesn't matter right now. Does not matter. Okay? So all the bullshit you're hearing from everybody that's sensationalizing one day of practice, meaningless. Stats, meaningless. Okay? Did Shedeur look good throwing it? Yes. Most people said he looked better than Dylan throwing it. Most people said Flacco looked good throwing it. That's it. That's what you can take away from the quarterbacks. And that's one day. Don't read outside of one day. I guarantee. Now, this morning, let me ask you this. Do you think they strategically played Shedeur's team reps down when the press was there?
No. I don't think any of that plays into Stefanski's mind. It just happened to be the day.
I don't think it does either.
No.
I don't think it does either. That's they're saying this morning. Well, they had to then strategically, because I was tweeting with the show, and Ken was reading my tweets on the show. He's like, "Oh, they must have strategically had these, had that done to lower expectation." No, they aren't even thinking about that. They don't care.
No.
They do not care. So you know what? Shedeur could have taken 75% of the team reps with the ones the day before. We have no clue. All right. That was my rant.
Like Allen Iverson right now, you know what I mean? Like we're talking about practice.
Fucking practice, man. Not even practice. It's an OT.
Everyone's
optional practice.
On the thing they were there for that they saw, and they want to assign meaning to it like it's a broader scope type thing. But it is the full body they're looking for. It's about stacking days on days on days and building. It's not about what you saw in one individual practice. And I'm glad you brought it up, the completion thing. They're looking at their footwork. They're looking to make sure they get through all of the reads, that they make the correct calls, that they, you know what I mean? That's the stuff they're looking for, man. Like, is it good that they completed passes? Yes. But the process, they want to see good, sound process, because at the end of the day, that'll trump everything. And like, the defenses aren't the same. These guys aren't thrown against the same guys. So to just categorically just look at it as a stat line, like it's almost like people are assigning PFF grades to the fucking practice. You know what I mean? Everybody needs to take a breath and just these are good things we're seeing, but don't assign concrete meaning to them like they have a depth chart right now it's solid. Everything's fluid right now.
There is no depth chart right now.
Right?
I guarantee there is no depth chart right now.
There can't be.
For the quarterbacks. Chantel, don't listen to Tony Grossi. That's your first mistake. They're not going to trade Shedeur Sanders. I am worked up. You know why, MC? Because I had to sit here for 2 days or a day and a half now and listen to, and it's people I respect doing this stuff, like going on the air and talking about. It was so frustrated, man. I mean,
and the reality is everybody wants to have a take and they want to have a front runner or whatever, but let it play out. This is a situation that needs to unfold, and it's not going to do it in 1 day or 1 week. And these OTAs will wrap up and we'll still know just as much as we know right now, unless someone gets hurt.
I would say that I just think it's going to be Flacco, just because if I had to bet, and that's not based off of OTAs or anything, that's just because he knows the offense and he's a veteran. And did you hear his press conference? First of all, he had the media eating out of the palm of his hand. He is at the point in his eating it. He is at the point in his career where he doesn't give a shit anymore. So he's just answering all the questions candidly, and everybody's loving it. I loved it. It was a great press conference. I love the way
he's just happy to be in a place that he's completely comfortable at this stage in his career.
They asked him that question about being a mentor, and he's like, I can't answer that question either way. He's like, that's the worst question you can ask me. He said, I can say, I'm happy to be a mentor, and it makes me sound like I don't care about playing, or, no, I don't want to be a mentor, and it makes me sound like I'm a bad teammate. He's like, I'll speak my knowledge and my experience, and if they listen to it, then that's fantastic. I mean, he's perfect. He was amazing. Agreed, Philly. His demeanor is needed. His demeanor and wisdom validates a team that needs validation on that side of the ball badly right now. But listen, guys, you cannot take 1 day and just pull it out of a bunch of days of work. Not only this was day 2 of OTAs, but they've been there for phase 2, phase 1. They've been doing work for weeks in there on the whiteboard, tape work, getting in the playbook, learning the offense, all this stuff. For them for anybody to go in there and make any kind of a proclamation from 1 day of practice is, first of all, arrogant, asinine, and irresponsible.
Yeah, when you say arrogant too, like them thinking that it was intentional, that Shedeur to get reps in front of them. Like they're not wasting any time thinking about the media during this process. They're trying practices are finite. So you're seeing the 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s, 2 separate fields, but when they go team, that's on a central field. So there's only so many reps to be had, and that'll just keep getting recycled. Like the orders, it'll fluctuate. Who knows what it'll be next Wednesday when they get there, but I guarantee you it won't be copycat of what they saw this Wednesday.
So I will have, just so you know, next week, one of the people that I actually do like to listen to, and when it comes to this, because he's been nails for the last 2 years, we had him on last year, Zach Jackson, right?
Yeah.
He would, when everybody was fluff storying the shit out of us with Watson, selling us a whole bunch of crap, selling us all this wonderful crap. He looks so good in practice. Zach Jackson was like, no, dude, he looks terrible. His arms looks bad. It looks disjointed. And what did it end up looking like? Yeah, it looked bad.
Worse than what he even said.
Worse than what he said. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Zach pulls no punches. He's going to tell you what he sees.
So
it won't be narrative based.
Yeah, I heard him on USS today. He was very good. We're gonna have him on next week. So he'll be back next week. And hopefully that'll be after the second day they're allowed there. So we'll get some more information. But like, you can't make any proclamations from this stuff. Let me say, I'm sorry, I missed some stuff here. Hello, I would say there's apparently a depth chart all the quarterbacks would have. No, so I kind of explained this earlier, and I won't do it in the way that I did earlier, but as Stefanski said from the start, they will be rotating daily at who gets what reps. So taking what you saw from one day of practice in 11-on-11s is meaningless because you don't know what they did the day before or the day after. So, and I do, and as Stefanski said, they all come in equal to me. They all come in equal to me, right? Like, it doesn't, I don't care what pick you were taken with or you were traded for with. They're all on equal ground. They all have to prove it.
The only one I see different at all is Flacco, just because it's like a fail-safe. It's a safety net as much as anything else.
And there's proof.
The younger guys to me are all.
You've seen him in the offense with this coach, with these players.
And you know it's not going to take a ton of reps to get him ready. If you get to that second preseason game and you're still in flux, you know you can roll with him and provide a floor to your offense.
So, yeah. Okay, so they have an idea, not a depth chart. Sure, I'll buy that. Yeah, like, okay, we're going to put they just put the veterans and the rookies together, and that makes sense. That's fine, right?
Every day I think the rookies have like the rookie quarterbacks, at least, there's like a progress report. Yeah. Where are they gaining ground? Where are they slow? Because you have to bring them along. You know what I mean? This is their first opportunity in a system like this.
Nathan Segura is in Pickett's pocket. I didn't listen today to their show. Was he loving on Pickett some? Zach said Pickett's will get him fired. That's what he said today. He said if they let Pickett start, he's getting fired. Yeah, at this point, it doesn't matter, Chantel, where you're picked. At this point, it does not matter. It's a refresh for the rookies. 3rd, 5th, I don't care. They come
It'd be different if we're talking one was a top 10.
Yeah, if you're talking a first overall pick or a top 10 pick or even a first-round pick, maybe then
94th, 144.
But there's no delineation between a 3rd and a 5th as far as that's concerned. What's wrong with Barry, Kenny? Brown's got a steal of a quarterback at 5th round, and you want to push the agenda with who wants to push the agenda of Kenny Pickett? Certainly not us. What are you talking? I don't know if you've seen this show before, but
the Pickett hive over here.
Pickett is but us just pushing a bunch of Pickett agendas on you guys. Come on now.
3 years in the making.
I can't stop talking about how much I love Kenny fucking Pickett. Baby fucking hands. Come on, man.
KFP.
Don't walk into a movie in the middle of it, have no idea what's going on, and start asking questions. Sorry, Chantel. I'm with you. I'm not a Kenny Pickett fan either. I don't like him at all. I wish he wasn't even on the team. What are we talking about here? Good Lord. All right. So, Steelers took Pickett in the first round. McLovin. Yes, they did. McLovin. It's all the same. So, I wanted to get that off my chest because
Mhm.
it's stupid.
Yes.
It's stupid. To take one day out of all the work they're doing and try to make broad proclamations is stupid. Now, do you want to talk about some things that we can talk about from this? I mean, it's not all a throwaway.
Yeah, and even the
Okay.
quarterback stuff's not a throwaway, just assigning meaning to it.
Yeah, you just can't
They're seeing
assign.
good stuff out of him. I'm happy with the progression we're seeing.
Yeah, I thought Shador made great throws. I thought Flacco made good throws. That was most of what you saw. I didn't see a ton from that I liked from
Gabriel.
little guy Dylan.
Mhm.
But that's not to say, they weren't interpreting it differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we
Yes.
don't know the reads. We don't know what the check down is.
Exactly. So this is what I wrote down. The stats don't matter. Throw it away. There's context to these snaps that we have no idea about. There's the day before, the day after, and the time, the plan that they have written out. We know no context. It's like us walking into a movie not knowing what's going on and asking a bunch of questions. We don't know the context of the snaps.
We're acting like we knew what happened.
Right. Or the completions, Casey. We don't know the context of the completions, right? Like, we don't know, they may feel more strongly about a throw that didn't hit anybody than a completion. So it doesn't matter at this point, right? Like, okay. So let's just get that out of the way. The Grossies, he counted touchdowns and interceptions, Case.
I know, man. I know.
They're throwing from the 30 fucking yard line.
There's 90 people, man. There's a lot of non-NFL players that are on these fields too. So
they're throwing from the 30-yard line.
Bring it down. Just keep working, guys. Keep working.
The reps are a representation of one day, not before or after, just that day.
I'd feel different if we're talking about the second week of August.
It's different.
Do you know what I mean?
Totally different. Stefanski says he will be rotating according to who he wants to see, who needs the work. They have a plan, so let's not freak out, okay? Interceptions, touchdowns don't matter because there's red zone, the periods, there's, 2-minute periods, there's 11 on 11, there's 7 on 7. Grossi's just throwing all those statistics together and going 7-9, 3 touchdowns. It's not a game. This is not a game. It's practice.
I'm going to release PFF scores for next Wednesday.
Jeez. All right. By all accounts, Jeudy looked fantastic. Caught everything in sight. Looks athletic, separating well.
And if you think about last year, he came in and he was hurt this time. He was still dealing with an injury.
Jesus, Tony. I wish I had that clip so bad. Great Baker stuff there. Dawand Jones is worth talking about. Dawand Jones has lost significant weight. They're saying he's 350.
So what was he?
Well, I mean, I'm sure he was 400 pounds.
I'm saying, like, that's... And for me, it's like, this is all well and good. This is what he had to do, though. Like, he wasn't long for this league if he was going to stay overweight, battling these injuries, and not being able to be on the field. So this is what he had to do. I'm thrilled that he actually put in the work to do it to get to this stage. But now it's about maintaining and staying on that field, man. So keep taking care of your body, big man.
Yeah. For him to be back from injury at 350, participated in team drills and didn't leave the field, like every rep. And that doesn't, I'm saying that differently than a quarterback because it just means that he's back from injury. Yeah, 410, I believe it. You know what I mean? Like, he was big. And like, to your point, he's just an injury waiting to happen. 3 years, 2 years, 2 injuries, right? Or 3 injuries. But if he can stay at 350,
I wouldn't even mind seeing him bring that down just a little further,
just a little
for his
more,
joints.
just in that
He doesn't
range. So
lack for
if he
power.
can stay for there until camp, come back to camp after their break at around 350, we're talking. Now we're talking about maybe progressing him into a potential answer at left tackle.
Yeah, cornerstone is that's what's on the table for him this season. Are you a cornerstone of this team? Are you a permanent fixture of this offense? Or do we have to plan for the future because you can't stay healthy?
88 is Fannin.
Disappointed he didn't get 0.
Yeah.
What do you think about the numbers though? Because when we grew up watching football, 88 was a constant tight end number, right? All the 80s, wide receivers and tight ends. And then around the time of Plaxico Burgess, you started seeing guys get teens. And then it kind of went from there. But if we've been in it so long now that this new generation coming in is over that, and they're going to go back to more traditional numbers that look like throwbacks to them when they watch highlights of Tony Gonzalez,
maybe.
or you know what I mean?
Maybe I think like the teens versus the 80s is a personal preference, but I think like the main thing is the single digit. The single digit is the holy grail to these guys, I think, right? Of numbers.
Do you remember the first wide receiver for the Browns to wear number 1?
No, who was it?
Michael Jackson.
They weren't allowed to wear 1 back then.
I put my life on it. He came in the league wearing number 1, and then like the next season or the 2 seasons later, they made him pick a more traditional number in the 80s.
I thought they weren't allowed to wear single digits until just like a year ago.
This was 1992, I believe.
But didn't they just change the rule about single digits? I know they did, because there was a big deal about
recently, but like I don't know, because I don't remember any other receivers wearing single digits from my childhood. But Michael Jackson, for whatever reason, was number 1 when he came in the league.
Shimon.
He was pretty good, man. People slept on him.
He was good. Big, fast athlete. He was big, right? He was a big boy, wasn't he?
Went to college with Brett Favre, Southern Mississippi.
Yeah. So
I don't know why I know that.
Dawand Jones' weight is a big deal. It's a big deal.
Yeah. But make no mistake, this is what he had to do.
He was a thriller.
Keep it coming, chat. Keep it coming.
Love it. Love it. Best chat in all the land right here. I think Judkins is going to get a lot of touches this year.
He physically, that dude's a beast, man. That dude's a beast.
I think he's going to get a ton of touches. Ian Coleman saying, I'd rather get Olympic booty in Japan than watch Kenny Pickett. Love it. Ozzy recommended him for the draft. So outside of, and I had this conversation a little bit with Pete on Tuesday, but outside of Jerry Jeudy, so Tillman, we're hoping, right? He was out there. He's back. Boy, after that, bunch of guys running around.
Yeah, I saw Thrash make a couple nice catches away from his body.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the highlights that were getting shown, but
yeah. Miles is overseas in Japan. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, he was at some anime awards.
Yeah. With his girlfriend?
Yeah, the Olympic booty that was previously spoken of.
Oh, is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Is she an Olympian?
She is.
Oh, I missed that part of the joke completely. I did not know. Chloe Kim.
Yep.
Luke Floria making plays on the rookie field. Yeah, Kent State.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody tried to say he was 5'6". on the radio today. That can't be right.
I mean, I haven't seen any official stats.
Drew saying anime conventions are awesome. Okay.
Never been to Japan. I've had one of my best friends actually just went a few weeks ago. Wouldn't mind, and it might make the bucket list.
Yeah, I saw that too, Serge, where it said he's 5'8", but somebody's trying to say he's 5'6". Yeah, maybe Zach did say that. 5'6" is like, jeez.
You better make a shit ton of plays.
He's catching a lot of balls on the rookie field.
Mm-hmm.
I know that.
Make the most of your opportunity, man.
Yeah.
You gotta be. When you're in a UDFA at a skill position, you have to be undeniable to make a squad.
What's Japan like, Robert? That's someplace I would like to visit.
Yeah, they're perfection. It's a perfectionist society. My friend enjoyed the bullet trains. Had some. He went with his family. They do something cool, man. When they have 3 sons, and whenever the son turns 16, they let them go wherever they want. They take a trip with just the parents and the one kid. So the oldest kid wanted to go to Greece. They did that. This is the middle kid, and they went to Japan. So pretty good life lessons there to see the world.
So that was my rant. What do you got? What do you got on top of mind, Case, about all this stuff?
Mason Graham looks good, man.
Yeah, as good as you can look in this
scenario.
Yeah,
and this scenario is not built for the lineman. It's good to get out there, but when you see some of him in the drills, how fluid he looks running hoops, his ability to change directions, I think he could be a real difference maker from the interior. But to be worth the 5th overall pick, you got to be much more than that. You got to be more than just a difference maker. You got to be a stud, and that's really hard to do. There are certain positions when you come in the league, it's hard to dominate right away. Like tight ends. Usually tight ends take a few years to step into who they're going to be as a pro. Defensive tackle is another one. You got to be a man child right away. So well, he's gonna get the reps, so we'll get to see. But I'm just encouraged by what he looks like in pads, because he's someone that wasn't built for the spring stuff. He wasn't built for the underwear Olympics and the heights and measurements and 40 times, But when you put it all together, the complete package, when you watch what he was able to do on film, he's just a player, man. And I'm hopeful that they have a dominant interior player now.
Yeah, I hope so too, man. Because, we were talking about that. Whoa, why are they so small? You see that?
No. Oh, yeah, okay. I do now.
Can't even read those. Can you guys read those at all?
Yeah, what's going on there? What happened?
I was just trying something different. Hello, tiny chat, said Serge.
Itty bitty chat. Ittiest bittiest chat in the land.
This is the chat. This is Kenny Pickett chat. It's right up his alley. Sorry. Whoa. Not funny. All right. Yeah, so did you read my Martin Emerson article?
No, I did not, sir. I wish I could tell you I did.
I
read some comments, though.
About my article?
Yeah, it came across my Facebook feed. Someone I know commented and it showed up. I was like, oh, that's Brad's piece on MJ.
Yeah. Yeah, I wrote about just that, his first 2 years coming off of 23, how fantastic it was.
Mm-hmm.
He was. And then, he was primed for the extension going into last year and kind of like what went wrong. And I found some interesting quotes from Schwartz saying like he didn't think that
I saw bacon spam today and an Ollie's. Couldn't get
what's
rid of it.
bacon spam?
They have all different flavors of spam. You can get maple spam. You can get,
God.
yeah.
That's just a horrible idea.
For the record, my one and only can was the OG, the original. I went with the OG spam.
Yeah, I'm with you, Chantel. 1-2 punch. I love this. I love this running back room. I do wish Chubb was here, but yeah, I mean, I think they're both going to be good, and I think Judkins is going to be a beast, and I think that Sampson is going to be the perfect complement. Spam, eggs, and cheese is good. Casey's
Steak and eggs are better. Bacon and eggs are better.
reticular activator is rolling now. What is that? Is that like your gag function or something?
What is it? I'm not reading what you're
Jay
reading.
using big words. I missed it. Damn. Chat's going too fast. Hold on. There.
Reticular activator.
Is that like your gag reflex?
I don't know. I did take a Nat and Fizz, but I don't remember that.
It is not surprising, Mike, that Wills is. Actually, I would say it is a little surprising. Are you surprised that Jed Wills is unsigned still?
Yes, unsigned. Yes.
Yeah, I thought he would sign with somebody. Just on the basic athleticism alone, like we know his effort was shit, and he didn't, whatever. But like the state of offensive linemen in the NFL is in such a bad place that you would, I know he doesn't like football, but
Wills would be a good swing option for a team. You might not view him as a starter, and that's fine. But if you're like to bring a lottery ticket in who could play left and right, I would. If you're a team that needed that, I would do that.
Chubb remains unsigned.
Yeah, there's a lot of rumors saying that Chicago is going to offer him a contract after June 1st. Okay. That's what I keep seeing over and over again.
We'll see.
Yeah, we've only got a couple of days to wait on that. It's Sunday, June 1st.
Browns will free up some cap space after June 1st. Juan Thornhill and who's their other June 1st cut?
Juan Thornhill was the only one who was coming to my mind.
There's somebody else.
Number 94, Tomlinson.
Yep, good call.
Took me a second to get there.
So we've been over the receiver thing, right?
Yeah.
As far as depth, I did it with Pete the other night and did Mike Tomlinson. This is unfortunate. I will bring this up before I get into this depth chart thing or roster thing. Deontay Johnson not being there is a huge disappointment.
Yeah.
Now, I'm hoping to find out like there was some valid reason that he wasn't there, like family something, or he missed a plane, or somebody's having a baby, or whatever. Some kind of something in his personal life he couldn't be there, and hopefully he's there because he's been there. I've seen him in the building during phase 2. He's in the pictures.
Yeah.
Lifting, working out. So he's been around. So, I mean,
he is a guy with a lot to prove and a lot to gain, to be honest with you. I mean, this was a guy just 2 seasons ago making, mid-tier money, like second-level money for a wide receiver. And to fall as far as he has, as quick as he has, played on 4 teams since we've seen him be good, really. He has so much to gain. Like when people have something to prove, that's the reason you need to show up for these things. So I hope that he does have a valid reason.
Yeah. Richard, thank you for watching, brother. Appreciate you being here. It would seem that he has learned nothing, says Charlie Chuck. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of where I'm waffling. I don't want to jump to conclusions just because I know that he's been there, right?
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
if he could be wide receiver 3, that changes things for this wide receiver room in a major way.
Mhm. Yeah, you'd feel better about the floor of the room if he were to get back to 90% of what he was in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Because he's a route winner.
Yeah, and it's not like his problem has never been performing on the field.
No, he creates separation. You need those guys.
You can't count on him. You're right, Serge. You can't count on him at all.
But at wide receiver 3 or 4, you don't feel as bad about counting on someone.
Yeah, he wasn't there, Chantel. That's what we're talking about. He was not in attendance today. So, yeah, I mean, I would consider he's an upgrade from Elijah for me if he's playing week in, week out. The thing about Elijah is
He would disappear.
You know what you're gonna get from him every week. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
He's pretty level. So you know, he probably could be a number 2,
debate.
Charlie. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I hope Johnson is not on that boat either, James. Did you see Steph Diggs on the boat?
I did. It's some weird pink substance. I'm not sure what that was.
You're right, Kramer. I do love Elijah. But I would just say that, I mean, if you put, this is based on talent alone. Like if you put Elijah and Deontay Johnson up there and their bodies of work as professional, you'd say Deontay Johnson has a better body of work, right?
Yes, but it's a big variance. He has a much higher ceiling and a lower floor. Yeah. It can,
Yeah.
And I might have liked more and more if we're talking. We obviously don't know how it's going to play out in the quarterback room, but if you were going to tell me, hey, Flacco is going to start until the bye, I would rather have more. I think.
Yeah, because they had the connection, right?
And you know what it is.
Yep. Listen, I've been against them getting rid of Moore the whole time because I mean he was 25 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Like anybody you bring in at this point, it's probably going to be older if they're going to have that kind of production underneath them. I mean, at 25, you probably could have signed him for a very reasonable. And we know you could have signed him for a very reasonable number, and just had somebody that you know what you're going to get from him. You know he's a hard worker. You know he knows the offense. You know he has a connection with Flacco. I don't know. I think that was a bad decision.
Yeah, they tried to nickel and dime it and get by with paying the least amount possible, and it bit them.
I get trying to want to see these guys, but there's after Thrash, is there a lot you want to see there?
I mean, I don't want to get started on the Mikey Trees bandwagon again, but no, there's not. I do want to see Thrash. Thrash is what I want to see.
I want to see Thrash, but I want to be fair too. He did get a legitimate shot for 4 or 5 weeks where he was getting a lot of, I don't know, how many, wasn't he playing a ton at the end of the year and not doing anything? I swear.
I haven't looked at it,
but that remembers this.
I would have to guess. I don't know. I don't think he's probably seeing more than 15 a game, was he?
Snaps?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I thought he was playing the majority of the snaps the last 3 weeks or so.
I do. If we're going to really count the Dorian Thompson-Robinson experience being
that's not. You're right. That's not fair to him. But I just want to get an idea of what we're talking about here. You know what I mean?
I know he dropped a pass from Bailey Zappi in the final game.
There was no flash. Yeah.
Kramer, what are you basing that on?
What's he saying?
That Thrash is trash. Stop kidding ourselves. We don't know what he is. Could he be trash? Yeah. Could he be good? We don't know. Like,
okay, so
we gotta let things play out and let players develop, man.
So
he was a 5th round pick. Like, let it play out.
Well, he was a 5th round, 157 overall. So here he played 145 snaps last year.
Mm-hmm.
1 in kick coverage. The rest were at wide receiver, which is more than I would have guessed.
Slightly, yeah.
He played 14 in week 11. He played 13 in week 12. He played 15 in week 13. Those would have been weeks with Jameis.
Mm-hmm.
Week 15 played 11. Week 16 played 18. And these were the weeks I was talking about, 17 and 18. Week 17, he played 30. Week 18, he played 32.
Yeah, the other ones were what I was feeling, about 15 a game.
And I mean, statistically, did he have any catches? I mean, you can't play that many snaps and have no catches, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
he had a couple catches. I know he got popped on his first one.
Bruh, he had 3 catches.
But I honestly think they came in the last 2 weeks. I know he got popped on one, and then he dropped a touchdown that Bailey Zappi threw late up for him.
I do remember that, yeah.
Well, because I made a bold prediction that he was going to score a touchdown in that game. And that happened. Like, I'm not trying to say that he is or isn't anything because I don't know. But I'm going to say that for everyone else. No one knows what he is yet.
No.
I just hope that he can be a full rotational player. I'm not asking for this kid to save the world. But if he can be your wide receiver 4.
We just got so many goddamn
right now, we only got 2 wide receivers. Right now, my 4th option in this passing game is a rookie named Harold Fandon.
Mm-hmm. Very fair. Or Deontay Johnson.
Maybe, yes.
Maybe. Yeah, but like, I know Michael Woods, but like,
he's a practice squad guy.
And then David Bell, I know what David Bell is.
I have moved. I have seen enough of this to play out.
I know what he is. DeAndre Carter. I don't know why we were even doing that.
The problem with a Bell or even a Thrash, or if you're going to be the bottom wide receiver in the wide receiver room, you have to contribute on special teams. David Bell, I don't see it.
They love him.
I know.
I feel like they love him.
But this is the last year, right? This is the last year of his rookie deal. Or no, they cut him once, didn't they? They did.
Bell?
They released him last year. And then
my hope is, I'm going to go back to this. My hope is that as cut downs happen or as some things happen here, as we move on, Rodney, we're not talking about Shedeur. We're talking about Jamari Thrash. Okay? When we said he was a 5th round pick, we were talking about Jamari Thrash, not Shedeur.
Same principle applies. Let it play out.
Yep. Let it play out. What was I saying?
Your hopes for this year, the cut downs, open.
Yeah. Javon Baker, give me some guys that are not going to make teams, and let's bring some guys with high upside in that I do want to see. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. listen, when they took David Bell, I was like, okay, because to me, he had a lot of nuance to his game in college.
Mhm.
And he still kind of does. He's crafty enough. He doesn't separate well, but
No,
what do you,
he's a possession receiver.
I mean, he caught some balls before he got hurt last year. I mean, I don't know. But I know what he is. He's not going to be anything exciting.
They might be content with something boring.
Yeah, they just need some. They need like some higher upside guys. Like I would be more like happy with like, okay, fine, move on from Elijah Moore because there's some higher upside guys in this room that I really want to see. There's nobody really there like that. Cedric Tillman, absolutely, Chantel. Yeah, he is a guy I think that we are close to saying can be something. But after Tillman, I'm talking after Tillman and Jeudy and Thrash. So
Which
we'll
are the
see.
only receivers guaranteed to be on the roster.
Yes.
Huge year for Tillman, though. This is a huge year for him.
Massive year. Yeah, absolutely. But as I was starting to say about Emerson, massive year for Emerson. So, anyways, I wrote in the article basically that he needs to. Schwartz was saying that his coverage was just as good, but he lost at the catch point more than he did the year prior. I don't know about that. But I would say that, yeah, that's fair, Pat. I mean, the QB fiasco makes any of these wide receivers tough evaluations until you have somebody that can throw the ball to them, right? But, you know, Chantel, Newsom has been on the trade block rumor for 2.5 years. So we'll see if that happens. I think he would have already been traded at this point. Don't you think they're just rolling with him at this point?
Yes, but I mean, obviously, never say never. If there could be an injury from another team and a deal could come in that could be too good to turn down, if it nets them something they need. But if I were to put money on it today, I'd say yeah, he's going to be on the team.
Yeah, if it nets them a 2, I'll do it. But they don't have anybody else. Here's the problem.
I mean, more of a player, to be honest with you, than I do a draft pick at this point.
I get that, but like at this point, yeah, no, it's okay. Nobody's mad. It's a good question. The reason why he's potentially trade bait is because he's on his 5th year option and he's making $13 million and he's your 3rd best corner, potentially. Pete put it out there. Let me think about this. I'm gonna finish my thought. Try to finish my thought on Emerson while watching the chat at the same time. But I think they treat him like Delpit, like they treated Delpit. Remember, they went into Delpit's final year and they were like, "You got to prove it some." And they gave him a contract in December, middle of the season. They extended him.
Yeah,
so
I
think he got hurt like the next week. Yeah. But we know what that is. So if he gives you 6-7 games healthy playing opposite Denzel Ward and he looks like the Martin Emerson of the first 2 years, sign him up.
Yeah.
But that's a lucrative deal you're giving out.
Yeah.
So you got to be sure. Those cornerback deals are no joke, dude. Stingley just signed massive.
He's made the evaluation so much harder on himself by having the year he had last year. If you look at what he was able to do his first 2 years, it's probably cornerback 1 money. If he were to continue that last year. Yeah. So he's cost himself in the long run. But I would still think it's double digits.
The position is fickle. at times.
Mhm.
Like we saw, to Pete's point, we saw Sauce Gardner have a bad year last year, right?
Mhm.
So
Similar to offensive line, you could win 90% of your reps, but on those 10% where you lose and they go to you, get exposed.
So it was a different scheme. No. So after his first year, the scheme changed with Emerson.
Mhm.
But this, 23, Emerson was top 5 corner in the league by a lot of metrics. Like,
Mhm. The ones that count.
I mean, he was top
Completion
of
percentage,
the
quarterback rating, touchdowns allowed,
yeah. He
all
was
those.
all over those numbers. I mean, he was elite, and that had him on his way to that major extension. But that was under Schwartz,
Yeah.
and then last year was under Schwartz too, and he kind of fell off. So, tell me what you think of this. Pete says that they should put Schwartz and Newsome out there, just play them as they would normally, and whoever plays best this year gets an extension. The thought hadn't even crossed my mind about extending Newsome.
The thing that makes this the trickiest evaluation is Denzel's health.
That's what makes Newsome so valuable, right?
I know, right? Because he can go back outside. And I still think his best role is outside.
Yeah, I do too. But here's the thing. I think Cam Mitchell can potentially be inside outside too. But
Yeah.
do you get enough out of him to move on? Drew calling it out. 93 watching, 21 likes. Hit that like button. Only takes a second. Won't hurt, won't bite you, doesn't cost you a dime. Helps us out a ton.
Huge.
Got to get past the YouTube overlords. Repeat your point, Case. MC's point.
Oh, just Denzel's health.
Yeah.
His inability to, because look, man, Denzel's elite when he's on the field, but we know he's going to miss between 2 and 4 games. He's going to. He's been doing this the whole time, and so you need that guy who can step out there. And we don't know what they have in the chamber. They always got some guys that are like borderline roster guys that they like. Khalif Halasi was a guy that we were like, okay, they like him enough, and he's an outside guy. But keep in mind too, this was the first year, and this is both wide receiver and cornerback. They were not drafted. AB has drafted one of those every year. He did not draft either this year.
I think the D line makes it's a good point by Pat. I think the D line makes the corner's job a lot easier.
Yes.
Newsome, I honestly think Newsome made a huge mistake, or his agent made a huge mistake after his rookie year when they tried to talk him into going and playing inside. He played as a rookie. Elite outside corner for this team. Yeah,
I was shocked when they gave Newsome the job originally when they first drafted him. Like when he first got on the field and he was getting all the 1 reps outside, and they moved Newsome in. At first I was confused.
Rodney, what's your comment? Go ahead, keep talking.
That was Al Woods, right? Is that Al Woods, D?
Yeah. No. When?
Huh?
What? Whose year?
When the first Newsome's year in nickel. The first year in nickel.
Not Al Woods.
Joe Woods.
Sorry.
So no besmirchment to Al Woods, the defensive tackle. That's my bad.
Yeah, Pierre Strong is on the roster technically right now. Rodney, I read your tweet, your message, but it made no sense. You want me to go read it again? I'm so confused. See, you came in. He just put go back up and to my comment about Shador. Okay. Once again, when you came in and you heard us talking about a 5th round pick, we weren't talking about Shador. We were talking about Jamari Thrash. So I'll read it. He was not a 5th round pick. He's a 1st rounder that the NFL dropped to the 5th round. Why do you guys keep saying that? That's
You're grabbing at straws,
camouflage
Rodney. We didn't even say that.
for a cover up. Nobody said anything of the sort. We were talking about a wide receiver. So why you brought attention to your own idiocy for the 2nd time is unknown to me.
And what was said earlier when we were talking about quarterbacks was now it doesn't matter where anyone was drafted. You're in the building.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter. Exactly. There's the best point of the night right there, Rodney Porter. Casey Kinnamon points out, you're in the building now. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Go get it.
Go get it, young man. All right. That was not sure why we had to do that. Could you do me a favor? Could you come about my post earlier? What are we doing, Case? Am I missing something?
I don't know. I don't know how you keep up with it, the chat as it stands, but
Rodney, we just read your post again, and once again, we were not talking about Shador Sanders. Are you listening right now? We weren't talking about Shador Sanders. We never said anything about Shador being a 5th round pick. We were talking about Jamari Thrash, a wide receiver on the Cleveland Browns who was a 5th round pick. I read your comment immediately when it was posted and said, we're not talking about him, Rodney. So now we've revisited this topic for the 3rd time. Not sure why. Moving on. All right. We would all love for Shore to be a huge success. We need a franchise QB badly. Thank you, Pat Shea. It's how we all feel. It's how we all feel. We all want him to be great. We all want him to be great. And from one day of OTAs, he looked good. He looked good. What's going on here? It's okay. Nobody's mad. I just didn't understand where you're coming from, Rodney. That is the narrative about him in the media. What's the narrative about him? There's a million narratives about him, right? There's a narrative that I don't know what. There's a narrative that
there was collusion.
There was collusion, which you're claiming that they did to try to keep him down for some reason or teach him a lesson, which I don't agree with. But that's not what we were saying about him. We want Shador to do well. I already said tonight that by all accounts, him and Flacco look the best in day one of OTAs that the media has seen. I mean, don't get us wrong. We want him to be great. We do. And I don't care.
Someone to be great. We need someone.
We need someone to be great.
Someone. And the thing that fast forwards all this narrative is they need it like they need water, or air to breathe. Because next year that Watson thing that's still hanging over us, if he's healthy and he's available, then it's easier this year because you can be like, pup, you're not even involved. you're over here. But if
Something like that.
if they're not going to cut him until the 27 off season, they need someone to point to that is their franchise quarterback. They
So I
need to
think,
find that.
yeah, but I don't think it matters anyways. He's never gonna take a snap again. Even if he's healthy, he's not gonna take a snap because they'll either have gotten their quarterback here or they will have just drafted one. Right?
In essence,
No?
yes.
He is not lurking in the background. He guys, Watson is not going to play again. He can post all the videos he wants about being healthy.
Any of that.
He's not going to play on the Browns again. He's not. He's not. He's done. The owner spiked it. He spiked the volleyball. The owner did. He's done. His best option at this point is that you're good, Rodney, man. You're good, man. Just wanted to make sure we're on the same page. You're good, man. Appreciate you for watching the show. His best option at this point, Case, is to be a good soldier so that he gets out the door and his next opportunity is one where he didn't leave a malcontent. No?
Yeah. And you get all the way healthy and go somewhere where he can put his best foot forward for a small chunk of change. If he even wants to play, he's never got to play another. He is financially more than secure. But
So
if he really wants to play.
Yeah. Kenny Lonzo asked this. So you want to do the break?
2027?
You want to, yeah, let's, well, there's two options, right? I have the breakdown on this if you guys want to do it. If you want to do the actual fiscal breakdown on Watson, courtesy of the one and only capologist Jack Duffin. But we had this way back here. I think I found it. All right. You ready?
Let's rock.
This is a refresher course, okay? So, let's see here. This was the latest restructure. This was dummy year, structuring every year, 24. This one we were talking. Oh, there's baby hands. Oh, snuck it in there. And that was a totally inadvertent baby hands pick. Didn't even try to do it.
God bless it.
How about that? Makes me smile every time. All right. So, coming into this season, well, before this season, it was this off season, right? So the injury had occurred. It was post-injury, post-2024 regular season. There was this idea that this is what the cap looks like after you restructure everything out and you were to cut him at the end of at the end of 2026. So what that means is getting through this year into the 2026. So he doesn't play this year because of injury. So 2025 is out, right? You get into 2026. The first league year comes. You restructure it again. And then you cut him post June 1st. And that's what this looks like. But you're still stuck with that 89.5 cap hit, which is 27% of your cap in 2027. Now, this is what happened in the offseason. And I'll get to that, Pat Shea. But in the offseason, he let them add a dummy year to his contract, not a void year, because the void years roll up when you leave anyways, right?
Yeah.
The dummy year works as something different. It's an actual year on your contract that you can push money out into that doesn't roll up like that, right? Like it just spreads its payment out further. I don't know how they did that, but they did it, right? Somebody else just did it in the NFL. So with the dummy year, it gives them the option of doing this. So this is this year. They're going to eat 13% of their cap this year. They already know it. It's 37-1. Next year, 46-1, done deal, right? But instead of cutting him at the next off season, post June 1st, you could hold him on the roster through 26 if you could, right? Like this is where your point comes in. If he's healthy, how do you play it, right? Hopefully, Shedeur Sanders is starting quarterback and none of this matters. And he can just he can be quarterback 3, right? On the bench, take his paychecks and move on, right? So at the end of 2027, at the end of 2026, then you can go off season between 2026 and 27, restructure, cut post June 1st, and now you've really managed it. You see the percentages all the way down to 15%. And in 2028, with the cap going up each year, and this figure here done by, well, I made it, but Jack Duffin's numbers, right? 53 million in 2028 is only 15% because the cap's going up every year, right?
And it could go up even more and lower that percentage.
Yeah. So once again, this is where you're looking at cutting him after this year. But you still have to eat 89. If you can somehow, if Shedeur Sanders is the answer, right?
Yes.
If he's the answer, if Dylan somehow gets a growth spurt and he's the answer, great. If neither of them are the answer and you have to use both draft picks next year and you take a first overall, probably Watson isn't seeing the field, right? We've seen the experiment. Like he's gonna see, but if you can find a way to get him to sit and not cause drama, right? Push to play, just be the good soldier, take your paychecks, take up a roster spot, whatever that is, right? Through 26, then you can do this with this contract, and it's so much more manageable this way. So that's how it breaks down. The question becomes, can you carry him for 2026? So those of you asking about the contract, that's how it breaks down. Thoughts, Case? Can you carry him through 2026?
I mean, you really have to. You don't eat all that dead money right away. So you can.
It all goes to shit. You eat it.
Yeah.
If they win 3 games, listen, let's not pretend it's outside of the realm of possibility.
No, it definitely is. Last season showed us that.
Yeah. If they win 3 games and it all goes to shit and they fire Barry and they fire Stefanski, and I think that's what it would take is like a 3-win season, right? Yeah. Then you just forget it. Cut him next year, eat the 89, move on. I think. But
eat 89 all at once, though, that's whew.
Denver did more than that.
Yeah, but they got to spread it over 2 years.
No, they had 89 on the second year, I'm pretty sure. Or more than that, around that. It doesn't matter. Anyways, yeah, so there is an insurance.
They had the contracts that we have to negotiate around.
Yeah.
So they don't have to
Exactly.
lose the players that we would have to lose to do that financially.
So, in talking with Jack about this insurance money, it's very wishy-washy, the figures that get thrown out here by people.
Yeah, and you
There's
don't get it that
nothing
year; you get it the next year. So
Yeah, you get it the year after. So, like, they are going to get some relief this year for last year's missed games. He misses all of this year, they will get some for 2026. The problem, though, is that ultimately it does not help. It's not going to help enough to make a huge difference. It'll help a little bit. I don't think, my understanding is it's not going to be like massive, you know what I mean? Numbers. But yeah, it'll help. It'll help. There's so much disdain for Coach Prime. You don't think the owners would try to teach Coach a lesson through Shador? Is that not probable? No, I don't think it is.
owners want to win, brother.
Teams want to win. Teams want to make money. The almighty dollar is the most important thing. I mean, was it like, oh, let's all make a pact. Nobody can take him till the 5th round. I mean, the Browns took him in the 5th round. I mean, if that's the case, he would have gone undrafted. That's not. I'm sorry, Rodney, but I don't think that's feasible. But I'm glad that the Browns have him, and I hope he works out.
You had told me before the draft that they walked away with the players they walked away with, and he was one of them.
Come on.
Yeah.
No, but I don't think they were trying to teach. Why would the NFL want to teach Coach Prime a lesson? That's my question.
He's already got his gold jacket, brother.
Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame. He's an NFL legend. He doesn't coach in the league. He coaches in college football. So what does the NFL want to prove to him? What do they have against Prime? I thought they liked Deion.
Yeah, I don't have it.
I'm not sure why.
Did Deion play a hand in why the slide happened? Absolutely, man. They botched the pre-draft stuff by narrowing teams, all that stuff, and he had a lot to do with that. As far as teaching him a lesson, I don't see it.
No. But yeah, I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. I guess I don't know, Rodney, why they would want to do.
What do they have to gain?
Yeah, what would be the reason that the NFL would want to? In what lesson are they teaching him that he's bigger than the system?
No team's actively trying to get worse. You know what I mean? Cut your nose, spite your face type thing.
Prime did. Prime walked out, right? But Prime could afford to do that.
Yeah.
Deion was a generational talent. He could tell the 10th team in the draft to fuck off.
Yes, he did.
Because he was getting, I mean, you can only behave that way to the extent that you're worth it, right?
Be who you can afford to be.
Exactly. Thank you. That's what I was looking for.
And hopefully Shador makes them all hate their decision to pass on him.
Yeah. I mean, that's the biggest thing, right?
Let's go.
Make them eat it. Make every team eat it.
Use that as a chip and use that as motivation and go to work.
Just go prove them all wrong. Yeah. So I don't know. But yeah, Thanks, Rodney. Appreciate you having an open mind and a good conversation about that. Um, no more dad drama. Some baby mama drama. Speaking of, it's about that time of the show where we change categories a little bit, right?
Yeah, let's go.
What is the What do you think is the best movie you've ever seen that you were like, this is going to be awful going in? Like your wife made you watch it,
Oh, it's
or
good. It's good.
that like somebody like in the family made you go see it for whatever reason, and you're like, this is going to be terrible. And it turned out to be great.
Unforgiven. Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman, Morgan Freeman.
Never seen it.
I wasn't big into westerns as a small child because they were always on my grandma's house. They were always in black and white. I'd get bored.
I can't.
And then my stepdad took me to a theater, and that's a long movie, man. I had intermission. He's like, "We're going to see Unforgiven," and I liked Dirty Harry as a kid. You know what I mean? So I liked Clint Eastwood, but like I didn't want to go see a western. Western sounded boring to me, man. It's an amazing movie, an unbelievable character study. And the last 20 minutes of that movie it's unbelievable.
Really?
Gene Hackman won the best supporting actor for his portrayal of Little Bill. Eastwood turns into a damn rattlesnake the first time his lips touch whiskey. It's amazing. But I was super not pumped to go to that theater, and I left being like jacked on it. I appreciate westerns now. It started with that movie.
That's a good one. I've never seen it, and I'm not a Western guy, so I would feel the same way. All right, McLothan says Big Fish, Tim Burton.
I saw that in theaters.
You saw it?
I like Tim Burton, and I went just based on the fact that he was directing it and Ewan McGregor was in it. That was enough for me.
Fumble says 16 Candles. Good movie.
I've seen all the John Hughes movies back in the day.
Yeah.
My favorite of those is Breakfast Club.
Yeah. Unforgiven is the greatest Western of all time.
It's up there.
The best movie of all time. Holy.
Dude, no, dude, it's badass.
Wow.
But it's a story that has to unfold. It's not a lot of excitement up front. You know what I mean? It's a story that unfolds, but it's.
Oh, interesting. Nobody with Bob Odenkirk. Love Odenkirk. Have you seen that?
Yeah. They're making part 2. It's basically Bob Odenkirk as John Wick, dude. Like.
Yeah, he's an assassin. I saw the previews for it, right?
Yeah.
Looks good. I love Odenkirk. Connie says Pretty in Pink was her favorite. Tombstone is another one. Unforgiven is amazing, says OG Philly. Good call, OG Philly. I haven't seen that. I will want to see that now. I love Odenkirk, though. He's great.
Run, Ronnie, Run is probably my favorite Odenkirk movie.
All right, so this is going to be super embarrassing, right?
No, go for it.
It's not even a movie. It can be a TV show, too, right? I took it. Charlie Chuck says St. Elmo's Fire 2 is coming. Love the first one back in the day.
Because Rob Lowe looks the exact same. He can do that.
Good call, Mike. Aaron Brockovich. Good movie. Didn't want to see it, but it was good. Yeah.
I wasn't that hype on it.
Yellowstone, I had my reservations, Connie, but it was very good in the end. Last season could have used some work, I think, but kind of how that goes. Well, I'll say this. I thought I was going to hate Game of Thrones. And I loved it.
Dragons and shit, like you're like.
I was like, this.
What's the big deal?
Oh, fucking dumb, man. Like, I'll tell you this. I tried to watch it like when it first came out because everybody was talking about it. And I couldn't even get through like one episode. It's like, what is this? I was like, what is this
Yeah.
show? Right. So then I'm listening to Cleveland Browns Daily, and they're doing like a
They
wrap up.
won't shut up. Yeah.
All they're doing is talking about this, how amazing this show is, like life changing the show is to these guys. They got the center. What was the center's name? Treader.
Hmm.
Treader would come on Monday mornings, and they would do a breakdown of
Each
Game of
episode.
Thrones with Bishop and Zagura and Treader, right? On Browns Daily. And I'm like, dude, I guess I gotta give this another try. Second time through, I was hooked by like episode 2, and then I was locked in.
To me, it was I didn't watch the first 3 seasons, but I had people trying to get me to watch it, and it was like at the time I was working Sunday nights, and then that changed to where I had Sunday nights off. So I binged it during the off season, and then from season 4 I was watching live. And an amazing character study is the end of the first episode. Do you remember how it ends?
No.
Okay. It ends with
pushes him out. Did he push him out the tree?
Yeah, but let's start before that. What is Jamie doing? He's banging his sister.
Yeah.
And he kicks a kid out of a tree and cripples him.
Yep.
That dude becomes a hero, by the way. They're
Yep.
able to make his character arc.
Yeah.
He went from that guy. That's the first thing that you see, really, is him being arrogant, banging his sister, cripples a kid, and then he's a hero. That's amazing. Now they ruined it at the very end. The very end of it, like whatever. But just that run right there by like season 6. Like phenomenal storytelling. I was hooked.
Incredible, like to your point, incredible like character building.
Yeah.
And like,
how you going to root for the guy? But you did, right? Like we all found ourselves pulling for Jamie Lannister.
So we're talking series or movie. I said I kind of retracted that.
When we talked movies the other week about sports movies, one definitely qualifies. Is I was fighting tooth and nail to not watch Remember the Titans. I had come up with every excuse I could because I didn't want to watch the damn thing. And then when I did, it was amazing. Completely my bad bias, just because it was a Disney movie and I thought it was going to be corny. And corny's like nothing will make me stop caring about something more than something becoming corny. I just don't have it in me. The movie is great.
So once again, the question is, just to refresh, because we've got a bunch of answers here I got to get to. A movie or TV series that going in, you were like, I don't want to watch this. This is going to suck. But for whatever reason, may it be your significant other or a friend, or it was like a family thing, whatever, you got suckered into watching it and you ended up loving it. Okay. Connie says Yellowstone. We already did that. All right. So Top Gun Maverick.
I'm watching it.
Kicked rear. Was that the second one?
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
I don't like the original Top Gun.
Pat Shea said Draft Day. It's a terrible movie. 1883 and 1923, says Robert. So those are Yellowstone spinoffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
In terms of a show, I honestly don't mind when my wife watches is OG Sex in the City. I'll listen to it.
Caught a few episodes back on HBO back in the day.
Yeah. Good
Samantha
call,
was
Mike.
a slut. I got the cliff notes.
Yeah. 911, says Connie. I haven't watched that show.
I mean, I have an antenna, but I don't really watch terrestrial TV anymore unless I'm stuck at my mom's.
That's right. The Perfect Couple. Oh, all right. Hold on. This was going to be one of my ones. This was going to be one of my ones.
Enlighten me. I don't know what that is.
It's a show. I believe it's a Netflix show. What's his name is in it? Leaf Schreiber. So Leaf Schreiber plays the husband. The wife is Nicole Kidman. Yep, Nicole Kidman. and they're like the super rich couple, but it's like about family and this party, and but it's about a murder and all the stuff that
Hmm.
happens. But it doesn't sound like that. You hear it and you're like, dude, this is gonna be a chick flick for sure. But it was actually excellent, and I believe they're coming out with the second season. Just so you know, Connie, and it's not. It's another story. It's not the same characters. It's new character. It's not like what do you call that? It's not an anthology or whatever. It's a each season is going to be its own
Its own
separate
entity.
thing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
non sequitur.
Goat was badass, but it sank late. Yes. A Band of Brothers is an all timer. Fish Called Wanda. Wife made me. Thank God. Have you seen A Fish Called Wanda?
Yeah, it's like a black comedy. There's like some, so it's kind of a heist, but things go wrong. Kevin Kline is amazing in it. It's one of my favorite Kevin Kline movies. John Cleese is in it.
Yeah, I've never seen that one. Rodney says The Game with Michael Douglas.
Directed
Oh,
by David Finch. He did that after he did Seven. That was his follow up to Seven. Good movie.
great movie, dude.
Finch
Mind
was killing it.
Twister. But but that's not one that I would have been like, I don't want to watch this. I would have been like, I'm down for this.
Yeah. Now I've had my most pleasant surprise in a theater where I literally went to go buy a ticket to a movie and it was sold out. So I just went and saw another movie. It's a movie. Have you ever saw Very Bad Things?
Yeah. Oh, love it.
Dude, that might be my favorite theater experience. And I didn't go there to see that movie that night. It was just what we had to see because the other movie sold out.
Fantastic movie.
Oh my God, dude.
Oh, so good.
It's my favorite dark comedy. Like
who's in that?
Jeremy Piven,
great
Jon
actors.
Favreau, Cameron Diaz, Daniel Stern,
Slater. Isn't Christian Slater in that? Who?
Christian Slater is like, he's me in that movie, dude. That's
yeah.
He plays Boyd. Boyd's his name.
Great movie. Yeah.
Oh my God. Making you laugh at things you shouldn't laugh at. I love that.
The Long Night is the greatest TV event ever. I don't know that.
Okay, OG, walk me through this. Is that it was black and white and it was live and it had like A-list actors in it and it was basically about nuclear bombs? Am I anywhere near? I can never remember the name of this thing I watched. It was a live thing. Hank Azaria, George Clooney. Like it was I need confirmation.
I don't know. I'm so far behind on all these. Okay. Gotta watch Glory Road.
Never seen it.
Yeah. Anyone But You with Glenn Powell, Sydney Sweeney. Wife wanted to watch and enjoyed it. Well, anything with Sydney Sweeney, I'd probably enjoy. Second one, good movie. O.J. Simpson Made in America, Connie says. It was very good, I thought. COVID era made me watch things I otherwise would have not. Very good point. The West Wing, Charlie, I think is very well written. Quick pace. Who wrote that? Somebody famous.
Aaron Sorkin.
Yeah, Sorkin. Yep.
I've never seen it, but I know it.
Yeah. If you like horror, watch Smile. I keep seeing the McLovin. I keep seeing the ad for that, but I haven't watched it.
What's crazy is my oldest, who's 17 now, she started watching scary movies with me when she was a little younger, like around 10 or 11. We started like letting her watch scary movies with me. But now she's my reference. Like she sees it before I do now. So I have to ask her. She said Smile was awesome.
Argo, it was good. It was good. The Good, Bad, the Ugly.
I watched that the other day.
Really?
Yeah, it was on Pluto TV, and Sergio Leone is Quentin Tarantino's documented him as the most influential director to him. So I was wanting to watch for parallels in the way they use music and close-ups and camera shots and stuff.
I don't want to imagine if there was a draft day too. Absolutely not. Leave the world behind. Christian Wyatt says it's a mind fucker.
Never heard of it.
I love a mind twist. I love a good mind fuck. You know? That's what I'm all about. Kinnamon was a great movie about some scoundrels bootlegging in the hills of Virginia. What does he say?
I descend from outlaws. I come from bootleggers in the hills of Virginia. There's a movie called Lawless with Tom Hardy and Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, but
And it's basically my family story.
okay. Saw The Exorcist at the Colony in Shaker when it was first released. This Pat. Bet Shay primed for a double duffin next year.
Jack had me talked into it come draft night. I was, after they made their first trade, I was like, let's see how far we can go with this.
Yep. Dope Sick. I haven't seen it. I mean, I've seen the ads for it, but I haven't seen it. So what was, yeah, so Game of Thrones was one I was out on for sure, and then came back, loved it. Perfect Couple is one that was outstanding. When I was like, no, I'm not going to like this. And then what else? Yeah, I like Criminal Minds, but I already like that. Like that kind of stuff I like already. You don't have to talk me into watching like detective shows and crime shit.
I have a young daughter, so it's easy for me to get pulled into watching something that I'm not pumped to be watching, and then it's awesome. The movie Coco. It's a Disney movie.
I've seen the ads for it.
That thing had heart, brother. That had heart. I was going into like, I'm going to watch this kid's movie. My goal was when I was like, all right, I'm going to stay off my phone. I'm just going to watch this movie with my daughter. And then you find just like an hour into it and you're actually into it. That's rare for me.
Criminal Minds Evolution, I actually think, Connie, is better than the first one. It's in the second season of Evolution, and I liked it the first time. But the best point that she makes here is on Paramount Plus. Now, Paramount Plus is outstanding. You get CBS, you get all kinds of stuff, right? And you get it for free with an OBR subscription. So go subscribe to the OBR.com right now, and you get Paramount for free, which is totally worth the price of admission. All right. Sharp Objects is an interesting one, Kramer. Yes, True Detective Season 1 was elite, but that is one that I had wanted to see going in. Sharp Objects I had reservations about. I think that's Amy. Who is that? Who is in that? What's
Never
the
seen
girl's
it.
name in? But it was very good. I think it's about Amy Adams, I think. Yeah. Amy Adams.
She's rarely in bad things. She's a good actress.
Yes, she is a good actress. I think her mom has Munchausen's in that, right? Is that the one is that what I'm thinking of? I think that's right. Any movie on Lifetime because of my girl?
I can't do it.
Suaquan is good. Do you know what that is?
No, I do not.
MC, I'm not reading that one. Baker the Revival, he says. Here we go.
Baker 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. Baker. While we were talking about this, I did find this, though. This is old. So these aren't accurate. Or they haven't been vetted.
Do we know the company that he's insured through? Because that's something I've never really...
No, but at one point, me and Jack were doing a show on this, and this is what we were looking at. $7 million in 2025 for the 2024 injury, $2.6 million in 2026 for each 2025 game missed. That would be a lot, actually. I don't know how. Once again, I don't know how accurate that is, but we did that
Time
show
17, baby. Let's go.
yeah, no shit. We well, no, it would have been last.
It said
No,
for
is that
20
say
every game.
2025?
Yeah, for every game missed in 2025.
Be a lot of money. Yeah, be like 30.
Someone wrote
million.
Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah, Goodwill Hunting is excellent. Obviously, I didn't have an issue going in though. I was willing to watch it.
Yeah, I didn't see it right when it came out. I saw it later, but I did listen to Louis C.K. stand-up bit on it. Top tier stand-up right there.
Later, Kramer. Keep it real, brother. His wife got back from the Memorial, the golf tournament. Interesting. Here's one that might make you all look at me a little bit differently. My wife years ago got me hooked on General Hospital.
So my relationship with soap operas is.
Do you look down on me now because of that?
No, I mean it's I don't know, man. It's episodic. I don't know. It's if you enjoyed it, you enjoyed it. I am team let people like things. But my relationship to soap operas is my grandma, when I stayed at her house, she watched CBS. And then my mom, she watched all the ABC ones.
Yep.
So General Hospital. What was that on? What was General Hospital?
It's on ABC.
So that come on after
it's
like all my children.
It's
like
still
all my
on.
children, General Hospital. I knew all my children came on at one because that was the one my mom took super serious, and she would kick me out of her room. Dude, Alien still holds up. You could watch Alien today on a 4K TV, and that holds up like it's a new movie.
Yeah, it does. My whole high school was hooked on GH back in the 80s, says Charlie Chuck. Dude, I'm telling you, it's actually good. Like, there's a mobster in town. How can you not root for Sonny Corinthos? Stephen A. Smith makes guest appearances as a mobster on that show.
So you're still watching it?
Yeah. Daily.
Okay, now the judgment comes.
Here, all right.
You're still watching it?
Me, but here's the trade-off. My wife doesn't know. I pretend like I don't like it at all, right? I pretend like I don't like it at all. But when it's time to sit down and watch TV at night, first thing I do, I say, "Go ahead, honey, knock out GH." She watches GH, right? Then it's all mine. So I watch 1 hour of a show that I've already kind of hooked on. Sure, some episodes are terrible, but I pretend like I don't like it. So she watches that, and then I get the clicker and get to watch whatever I want the rest of the night.
Okay. We have different lives because my wife has shows. It's similar. Dude, I'm just an asshole, I guess, because I can't keep my mouth shut. And when something's dumb, I talk about it. So, like my wife, when he let me watch her shows with her.
Look at this. Luke and Laura.
Yeah, Ghostface Killer makes a reference to it. On the Run Like Luke and Laura in one of the songs.
Yeah.
Back in the day. And I knew what it was like. I don't know the people, but I'm aware of its existence.
Somehow GH pulled off turning a rapist into a hero. That's true. Yep. They did do that. Yeah. No, it's actually good. It's actually good. I mean,
there's a line in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Sewer rat may taste like pumpkin pie, but I'd never know because I'd never eat the filthy motherfucker.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. All right.
I will take it. I will take it if you like it, but I ain't watching that.
Fair. I mean, people say spam's really good too.
They do. I've had several people.
I'll never know. And I'll never know.
We got to come up with a bet for this year.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm a big Sonny Corinthos fan. Anyways, he's the mobster on the show. So
It's a cool name for a mobster.
Sonny, yeah,
Sonny Corinthos. That's a good name.
Corinthos, yeah. Search School Spirit. I think you'll like it, Brad. All right, I will. School Spirit. Have you seen School Spirit, Case?
No.
Trying to think what else didn't I want to watch that I ended up liking a lot. Anything else you can think of?
I can think too of a concert I went to once that I was like super not pumped. I was going
concert?
as a favorite. Yeah. It was held at the Ohio State Fair. And when I say that, you're going to judge me. So I was going with a bunch of girls and they wanted a guy to go with them. So I went. I was young. I was like 8th grade. Had a good time. Color Me Bad. I went and saw Color Me Bad. Was not pumped about it. Not pumped at all. But it was a hell of a show.
Color Me Bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I promise this all happened.
Pat Shea's really in my ass about this GH thing.
Yeah. Look, man, it's not for everyone, but like if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. So is that your guilty pleasure watching? Would you consider that a guilty pleasure?
I don't know. I mean, part of it's because it gets me to get to watch the rest of it, but I can't lie that I haven't enjoyed some of the storylines over the years. Mm-hmm. It's not like I like every episode, but it's without commercials. It's like 30 minutes long, and it gets me to get the remote for the rest of the night. Come on. Win-win.
Taking bullets.
It's really fucking funny, though, when Stephen A. Smith comes on there and tries to act. Dude.
I bet.
Like, he is...
What's his role, by the way?
He is like an enforcer. He is like Sonny Corinthos, out-of-town spy enforcer guy. He has a reoccurring role. He pops up like once a month. It's crazy. The first time I saw him, I was like, that's Stephen A. fucking Smith. And my wife's like, what? I'm like, what the hell is Stephen A. Smith doing on this fucking soap opera? Reacher is badass. I liked Reacher. You like Reacher?
I've just seen the clips. I've never watched an episode.
All right, real quick. We'll finish up with this. Charlie Chuck, I see you. The GH Insider. All right. Fumble said, what is that?
Bo Coop? I don't know what that is.
I don't even know how to say that. All right. Top 3 series of all time. Your favorite 3. We'll go.
Despite how it ended, I would still throw Thrones on there. It's too epic for me.
Mm-hmm.
God, this is hard. HBO's made so many damn good shows.
I know.
The Wire's on there for me.
Yep. Same.
Trying to go non-HBO for my third one. Because I love Boardwalk Empire. I love Deadwood. Like,
yeah.
Dude, I love... And,
oh, shit.
The one I watched recently, man, Justified.
Yeah, I know you're a big Justified guy.
I love the characters.
Right.
And my wife calls that my West Virginian soap opera.
All right. So, Fargo, Pat Shea says, good stuff. Fargo is excellent. The show's good. Jeudy, The Wire, all great ones. Band of Brothers, Sopranos, Deadwood. Sopranos is good. All right. So mine are number 1. Well, I'll go backwards. How about that? We'll go backwards.
Give some suspense, yeah.
I don't know if a lot of you will have seen number 3, but it's a must watch from start to finish. If you like The Wire, if you like edgy, hardcore, just really fucking good TV, this is one of my favorites. It came out on Cinemax when Cinemax was a thing. It's not anymore. Now it's all one.
Banshee?
Banshee. Anthony Starr. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Start to finish?
No, not. I have 2 seasons left to go.
Tell me that's not a banger.
It's one of those things because I was watching so much The Boys, it just became my algorithm where I was starting to see Anthony Starr and other things. I'm like, what is this? And then my dude DJ told me, he's like, you need to watch Banshee. You'll love it.
Banshee is incredible.
Yeah, I've enjoyed every episode I've seen.
And it's hardcore shit. Great storyline. I don't know how they pulled it together. It's kind of random, but it just all works.
Yeah.
I don't know. Really good. Anyways, number 2, The Wire. Hands down. Episode after episode. Classics.
Perfect.
You know, this is just, it's a given. Number 1. Can you guess? You think you can guess what it is?
We haven't said Sopranos. Is that coming up?
No, not in my top 3.
Is it an HBO show?
No.
Oh, go for it.
Breaking Bad.
Okay.
I don't know how. I don't know how people don't see that as like the best TV show of all time.
It had me hooked from the first episode. It reminded me of a Coen Brothers movie, the way it was playing out. And it has ebbs and flows. Certain seasons I cared for more than others, but
fucking good. The acting, it's just so good.
The guest spots, the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like once you're in it and you're binge watching it, it's just relentless.
It builds up so much tension.
It does.
In shows that are able to do that, that's powerful, man. That's a powerful
it's like
feeling
you're
as
like,
a viewer.
You're like stressed watching it, but it's good because it's so good. Like it's just epic. Dan Brown says, I love
I want to say something that isn't about a series that I'm throwing down for. But have you seen the new series on Netflix, Bad Thoughts?
I haven't.
It's a weird watch, man. It is. It's Tom Segura goes hard in the paint, brother.
Oh, I thought that was just his stand-up.
No. It's a. I don't know how to explain it. It's
dude,
not.
I love Tom Segura,
but just watch an episode and be prepared for some whatever because it's going to happen.
Out of left field, Dan Brown comes in. Love it.
That's the only way I've had it, and I got to say, I don't care for it.
Yeah. Felt it on the back of his teeth. Made him sick for 24 hours.
Yeah, it was not good.
All because the fucking Giants had to trade up and get.
Had to trade up for a third round pound in the first round. Here we go.
Ghost. Good call. All right. And then I'm going to throw out another recommendation. It's an HBO show. I don't know if you've seen it. There's one season. It stars the guy, Omar from The Wire is one of the main characters in it. It's called The Night Of.
No, but I remember when it came out because I didn't have HBO at the time. I remember seeing the commercials for it about a murder, and it shows every different perspective.
It doesn't show. It's not like that. It doesn't show every single perspective, but it's about a murder. It does kind of, but it's not like one of those shows where they're like, oh, you know, this person saw it this way. This person. It's not like that. It's a really well told story. It's about a kid. It's just, I'm not even going to tell you. Just watch it. It's one season. You're done. That's it. Omar is fantastic in it. I don't know his real name right now. Anthony
He's
something.
dead, man. Poor dude passed
Yeah,
away.
he just passed recently.
And I don't often like to give Baltimore credit, but they do something cool though. When they show Omar on the screen, everyone whistles, does the whistle from The Wire.
Bruh. Stephen A. Smith is on that show. That's why, Chef. He is on that show. Yes, thank you. Somebody has seen it. Charlie Chuck saw it. I was so pissed. It was only one season as well. It was absolutely great. Christian, I am going to check it out for sure. School Spirit. Gonna check it out. I think I've seen a trailer. I think I know what you're talking
I
about.
wouldn't know where to look for that one.
I think it's Hulu.
Not ringing any bells for me.
Pretty sure it's Hulu, right, Christian? Anyways, yeah, it's kind of a weird, twisty one. I think I'm gonna check it out. Viking was great, says MC.
Right.
You're great, MC. Tell you what, you're great, MC. That's the truth. John
Turturro.
Fantastic.
He's a fantastic actor. He's also a guy who's not in anything bad.
Oh, you're right. That's right. I forgot he was in The Night Of. Yeah, he's the lawyer. Yep. Fantastic. Yeah. Gotta watch it, Case.
Speaking of him, he's in The Batman that came out in 2022. Have you seen it yet?
Nope, not yet. Do you have Max?
Yes.
Watch it. Make a commitment to me to watch The Night Of, and I'll make a commitment to watch Batman.
Okay.
All right.
It's written down.
Yeah, I can't get into the prequels of the fucking Yellowstone. The Agency. Did I see that?
Quick sidebar. What's your favorite prequel to any movie? You ever seen a prequel to a movie? You're like, that was dope.
I don't think I've seen a lot of prequels. What's a good? Give me an example of one.
The Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
Because that, even though it's a second,
I mean, how do you really tell in Indiana Jones?
Because it happened before. I don't know. It was weird because I was an adult. I saw that movie as a kid. Didn't realize that those events take place before Raiders of the Lost Ark, but they do.
Does John Wick have a prequel?
There was a series on Peacock called The Continental. It's about the hotel where all that shit goes down from like the 70s. Rogue One is good.
Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah, that was the third prequel of the Star Wars movies.
Pat Shea nailed it. Better Call Saul.
There we go.
Yep. That's the one. That's one I've seen, and that's one I loved. As my number one show being Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul was outstanding as well. But in a totally different kind of way. Not even in the same kind of way. It was weird like that, right? It's the prequel. It's Bob Odenkirk, but it's not even like the same. It is, but it doesn't grab you the same way. It's good in a different kind of way. Does that make sense? I don't know if you understand what I mean.
Well, Breaking Bad was different because you didn't know about those characters. They were unfolding in front of you. You know Saul.
Yes.
So you know what I mean? Like you already have a different angle on it.
But it's like but it's so weird because he's not anything like Saul when you meet him. He's nothing like him.
He becomes that dirtbag over time.
Have you watched it?
Yeah.
Better Call Saul? The evolution of it. What's the chick's name in that show?
And which one? I was reading the comments.
Better Call Saul. She's fantastic.
Drawing a blank.
Kim. Yeah, I know her name on the show. I mean, what's her?
The actress.
Yeah. She's really good. So All right, we're gonna get out of here. You mentioned Blossom Music Center, so and you mentioned concerts that you went to that you didn't want to go. I've told you this before. I worked at Blossom Music Center.
Yeah.
When I was in college, so I saw every orchestra, every concert, every summer. So I've seen a lot of weird concerts, for sure. Okay, we got Rodney's top 3. The Wire, love it. Law and Order, love it. White Shadow, don't know it. Connie saw Barry Manilow at Blossom when she was 15 years old. Wow. Yeah, I worked there, Connie, as a what do you call those people?
Usher.
Yep, thank you. Ursher, as an Ursher. And yeah. So and that's why I can't hear now. Because they told me to put earplugs in because I was right in front of the speakers where I stood for my spot every time, and I didn't put them in, and I can't hear anything anymore. At least that's what I tell my wife. Anyway,
I mean, it definitely didn't improve your hearing. So
yeah, it did not. But yeah, I saw some weird concerts, saw some great ones too, right up close. So also had to tackle some. You know who the worst crowds of them all were?
what you got?
You'll never guess. The most obnoxious crowds of all of the bands. I mean, so you can go from the hardest, metal, rap, whatever, the most difficult and irritating crowds of any band.
Can I say a band and see if it's right?
Yep.
New Kids on the Block.
Nope. Want another guess?
No, that was my guess.
Dave Matthews Band.
I've been to a place where they were playing and I didn't go. It was at Bonnaroo and there were 3 stages. And while Dave Matthews was playing, I intentionally went to a different stage.
They were the, how do I say this? Most entitled.
People travel to watch that dude.
Prick, rich asshole crowd I ever saw. Just impossible to deal with.
Yeah.
Spoiled little brats. And I like Dave Matthews Band. I mean, I'm not like a huge fan, but I mean, I like some of the songs. I have nothing against it until I, did the
Yeah, it doesn't appeal to me. Never did.
Yeah, I get it. It's not. I mean, it's not up my alley or anything. It's just, Crash. There's a couple songs that when I was growing up were kind of on that, they just happened to fall in that soundtrack of your life type deal,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. And they have a massive following, dude. I am not I'm aware.
For sure. Yes, follow. That's a great one. Just think of anything that could have damaged your hearing. It should be like, God. Sometimes she'll say like 3 things to me and I'm reading something on my phone. I'll be like, what? I can't hear well.
I mean, I can't either. My kids, it's a running joke. But if there are 2 things happening, I only hear the louder of the 2 things. I can't pick up other stuff. I have good primary hearing, shitty secondary hearing.
The Jacksons' victory tour at Old Municipal in 1984. Wow.
But that was.
Holy shit, Connie.
But that was massive.
Grateful Dead.
Never seen Mike. I've seen the Grateful Dead.
Yeah. All right, guys. Great show. Loved it. We got the truth out about OTAs. Feel good about that. I got a
grain
lot
of salt, people. Grain of salt.
Yeah. I got a lot off my chest there. Got to talk about some good TV, some good movies like we always do at the end. Good topic. Your topic next week.
Okay.
Last half hour. Think of something. And hey, you guys have a great night. Appreciate you all being here. Hit like, hit subscribe, tell a friend. All Eyes on Cleveland on the OBR streaming network. We will see you next Thursday. Tell people to subscribe when they're here. Make sure you do it. We are closing in on 10K, baby. Let's do it. Let's crush it. Let's get there. The Big Ten. Oh, appreciate you all. Have a wonderful weekend. If you don't see me tomorrow night on Things I Think I Know, but I'll be here if you want to watch. And with that, Casey, you got anything to say?
No, man. It was awesome as always. And chat, you kicked ass. Do it again next
Best
week.
chat in all the world. Right here. All Eyes on Cleveland. For Casey Kinnamon, my name is Brad Ward. This has been another edition of All Eyes on Cleveland. We are out.